Hello, how are you all? Have you all read about your geography, the topic that we have done in the previous session? Yes, we are on geography chapter number 5, that is hydrosphere, oceans and their circulation. And in the previous session, we have already discussed about the hydrological cycle, about the oceans and the salinity of the oceans, temperature of the oceans and the ocean circulations. And at the last, we have also discussed about some of the factors that are important and that are responsible for the movement in the ocean water. So what we will be discussing today we will be discussing about waves, tides and the ocean currents. Same लग रहे हैं सुनने में सारे? No, they are not same. Let us study and let us what is the difference between these two. So myself, Mitali, your social science educator, is here to help you understand the differences between the waves, tides, and the ocean currents. So, as we know, whenever we go near to the sea, near to the ocean, wherever, whether we have traveled to Goa or the Kerala, you must have seen that there is the movement in the sea or the ocean water. Sometimes the movement is slow, sometimes the movement is fast. So in this picture, if you will see, you will see that the movement of ocean water is very slow. So what it is called? It is called the ripples. It is called the ripples. So let us study. In calm weather, the force of wind forms ripples. जैसे हवा चलती है जब वो कम चलती है तो what it will make? It will make ripples. And when the movement of the wind is strong, जब तेज हवा चलेगी, then the ripples grows into the waves. So यही जो हल्की movement है, it will become the big movement. It will call the wave. So how do we define waves? Is the alternate rise and fall of the water in the form of curls. Curls means this high and the low on the surface of the ocean is called the waves. See, in this photo, I'm going to show you that the highest point of a wave. See, this is the wave. When it is coming, it is going up, it is going down, up and down. So what's happening? The highest point of the wave is called the crest and the lowest point of the wave is called the trough. So again, it's going up, it's going down. So difference between so this difference, this is called the wavelength. The difference between two waves is called the wavelength. So what happens when the wave is traveling? Now the wave will hit the shore. किनारे पे जाएगी and because that is a shallow part, so what will happen? The wave will return back. The wave will return back and it will form this structure which is called the surf, which is called the surf. So this is the journey of the waves. So this is the wave. I think it is clear to everyone. But see, इसकी height तो ज़्यादा नहीं लग रही है, but sometimes the waves are so big, so strong that these are called the destructive waves. If you will see in this photo, see this wave, are you able to see that? It's just covering the whole shore, even the ships that was standing there, that was even this tower, if you are able to see where my pointer is right now, it is, covering the tower even. So such huge waves which comes out of the shore, it is called the destructive waves. They are created from big, strong waves when the wind is so powerful and has been blowing for a long time. They occur when the wave energy is high and wave has traveled over a long fetch. That means जब wave की जो energy है वो बहुत ज़्यादा है और बहुत लंबे टाइम से आ रही है और बहुत दूर तक जाएगी. They have short wavelength. Wavelength, I have just explained you the difference between two waves. वो short होती है, but with very high, like in जो उसका crust होता है, that goes to very high point and steep, बहुत तेज. And then some examples are there which are tsunamis, cyclones, and hurricanes. These are also called the seismic sea waves. Why? Why these are called seismic sea waves? Because these are the waves that produce not only because of the wind. सिर्फ विंड की वजह से नहीं आ रही कि विंड तेज है तो बहुत तेज, इतनी तेज विंड चलेगी कि वो इतना डिस्ट्रक्टिव कर देगी. नो, these destructive waves happens or it occurs when there is a movement under the earth. जब under the earth कुछ movement होता है तो it creates the earthquake. So because of the natural movement of Earth's place, this type of destructive waves occurs. So in your book also it is written, sometimes internal movement of the earth causes undersea earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, undersea landslides and shifting of the plate. So because of all that reasons, what happens is it creates some destructive waves. I hope waves are clear to you, right? So moving forward to the next topic, which is tides. So what are the tides? What are the tides? So tides be, it's just like the waves, but there are only two type of tides that happens twice a day. एक दिन में दो ही बार आती हैं. One is your high tide that comes during the night, and one is your low tide that comes during the day timings. So, what is this high tide and what is this low tide? When the crust is at the maximum point, यानी कि पूरे दिन में ऐसी wave where the crust is at the highest point, that is called your high tide, and when the throw is the lowest, that is called your lowest wave. जो हाई वेव होगी, ऑफ कोर्स वो शोर जो हमारा किनारा है, जब हम बीचेस पे जाते हैं तो वो काफी दूर तक उसको कवर करेगी. बट जो लो टाइड होगी, लो टाइड बिकॉज वो पहले से इतनी स्लो है, तो इट विल नॉट कवर द पार्ट, इट विल जस्ट थोड़ा रिसीड करेगी, शोर से थोड़ा दूर रहेगी. सो now, how these high tides and these low tides are formed. So I have taken this picture so that I can explain it to you better. First of all, you should be clear that the tides are formed due to the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun. Both have the gravitational pull. दोनों का अपना gravitational pull होता है. See, in this first, if you are able to see, this is earth, और earth के देखो, this is the orbit on which the moon rotates. ये क्या है जहां पर moon rotates करता है? This is the sun, right? तो अभी हम पहला देखते हैं लेफ्ट साइड वाले डायग्राम में. what is happening, it is shown the high tide here and here. और ये देखो यहाँ पर लो टाइड शो हो रही है. एक बार मैं ड्रॉ करती हूँ, ये देखो. If you will see, it is away from the earth, and अगर ऊपर देखोगे तो this is so close to the earth. So basically what are these? These are the high tides and the low tides, and how it is occurring. If you are able to see, this is the moon and this is the sun. See now what is happening, they both are in the line. So अभी क्या हो रहा है देखो, combined gravitational pull of the sun and the moon, तो बहुत ज्यादा pull हो रहा है ना. The water, the earth, the sun and the moon, they're pulling the water towards them. So of course जब वो water को pull करेंगे अपनी तरफ, तो what it will give? It will give us a high tide. And here if you will see here on the upside and the downside, you will see that these are the low tides because the gravitational pull is absent from here, right? And if I'll talk about this, here is also the earth is here and the tides are here. This is the moon where moon is rotating and this is the sun. But here what is happening? यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है देखो, यहाँ पर ये हो रहा है, the sun and the moon are not in the line. The sun and the moon are not in the line with the earth. The moon is at the different position and the sun is at the different position. So what basically is happening? The earth is, the moon is putting some gravitational force somewhere else and the sun is putting gravitational force at somewhere else. So what is happening? Where the gravitational pull of moon is there, because moon is close to us. moon क्या है? moon तो हमारा सैटेलाइट है, हमारे बिल्कुल पास है, तो उसका जो gravitational pull है वो ज्यादा होगा in comparison to sun, because sun is very far away from us. बहुत दूर है तो उसका जो ग्रेविटेशनल पुल है that does not pull the water that much as the moon can pull. So where the moon is pulling the water, it will create the high tide, and where the sun is pulling the water, it will create the low tide. I think the concept of high tide and low tide is clear to you all. Okay, so let's move further. Twice during the day, at more or less regular intervals, the water of the seas and the ocean rises and falls alternatively. It is high tide when the water covers much of the shore by rising to the highest level that I just explained, and it is low tide cup when the water falls to the lowest level and recedes from the shore. जब पानी सबसे कम लेवल पे होगा, that will be called my low tide. Clear? Then one more thing is there, what is spring tides? The tide that occur after the new moon and the full moon. एक तो जब न्यू मून पोजीशन होगा और जब फुल मून पोजीशन होगा, उन्हीं दोनों केसेस में क्या होगा, देयर विल बी अ स्प्रिंग टाइड. Characteristic of spring tide is it occurs at the time when the sun, moon, and the earth are in the same line, which I just explained you before that. Such tides are higher. क्यों? क्योंकि दोनों का ही तो gravitational pull है. If you will see here, sun और moon दोनों का ही gravitational pull है. तो what will happen? The difference between the high tide and the low tide is very much. High tide बहुत high होगी, लो टाइड बहुत लो होगी, क्योंकि वहां पर ग्रेविटेशनल पुल मिस है और यहाँ पर दोनों का ही ग्रेविटेशनल पुल है. क्लियर? और अगर ऐसा एक साइड सन आ जाए और एक साइड मून आ जाए, देन ऑल्सो द सेम थिंग विल हैपन. मून अपना ग्रेविटेशनल पुल से हाई टाइड क्रिएट करेगा, सन अपने ग्रेविटेशनल पुल से हाई टाइड क्रिएट करेगा. सो इन बोथ द केसेस द हाई टाइड विल अकर हियर एंड द पार्ट which is left there will be low tides. These are called the spring tides. Next is neap tides. What are the neap tides? During the first and the last quarters of the moon. जब हमारा सन ना तो अब फुल मून में है, सॉरी ना हमारा मून ना तो फुल मून में है ना तो न्यू मून में है, it is in the between, like the first quarter and the last quarter, when the sun and the moon are at the right angles to each other. देखो right angle पे है बिल्कुल, गेटिंग राइट एंगल पे है. तो इसमें क्या हो रहा है, देखो पहले डायग्राम में क्या हो रहा था, पहले डायग्राम में हो रहा था क्या कि हमारा मून यहाँ पे था, तो इधर से भी पुल था वाटर, इधर से भी पुल था वाटर. बट नाउ व्हाट हैपेंड, नाउ व्हाट हैपेंड, नाउ दे आर एट द राइट एंगल. अब कहां पर आ गई है ये, बिल्कुल राइट एंगल पे. सो ध्यान से सोचना इस बात को. मैंने स्प्रिंग टाइड में क्या पढ़ाया कि जो डिफरेंस होगा हाई टाइड का, जो यहाँ पे हमने पढ़ी थी है ना, यहाँ पे हमने पढ़ी थी हाई टाइड और यहाँ पे हमने पढ़ी थी लो टाइड. सो जो डिफरेंस है वो हमें क्लियरली दिख रहा था कि यहाँ पे डिफरेंस कितना ज्यादा है, यहाँ पे डिफरेंस कितना कम है. क्यों? क्योंकि ग्रेविटेशनल पुल जो था वो क्या था, इट वॉज मिस्ड फ्रॉम हियर. बट if I talk about neap tides, if I talk about the neap tides, यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है, they are at the right angle, they are at the right angle. So what is happening, moon is putting its gravitational pull here, the sun is putting its gravitational pull here. तो moon की जो pull है वो ज्यादा है थोड़ी सी, sun की थोड़ी कम है. तो दोनों ही cases में क्या होगा, this will be called my high tide, this will be, though it will be called my low tide, लेकिन the difference between the high tide and the low tide will be very less, जो कि हमको यहाँ पे clearly नजर आ रहा है. If you can see that, see यहाँ पर जो difference है that is this much, and यहाँ जो difference है that is this much. So it is approximately same, a minor difference is there. So these are called the neap tides, and which occurs when, during the first and the last quarter of the moon, when moon and sun makes right angle with the earth. Clear? Easy? Moving forward. Why these are so important? अगर पानी की मूवमेंट नहीं होगी तो क्या होगा, मत नहीं होगी तो नहीं होगी, water will be still and it will be better, isn't it? No, it's not better. The tides and the waves are very important for us. See, high tides raises the water level close to the shores, and this enables the ships to move up to the harbors, that means the movement of the water helps the ships to move. Then also अगर कहते हैं ना कि पानी एक जगह पे खड़ा रहे तो खराब हो जाता है, काई लग जाती है, that green fungus. और अगर if the river, if the sea, if the ocean is in the flowing state, it never, you know, वो कभी गंदा नहीं होगा. It has the cleaning property, वो खुद से ही clean होता रहेगा. So this the same thing happens. Tide also clear the mouth of the rivers from the sediments. It helps the fisherman to catch the fishes. जब जब high tide आती है, जब low tide आती है, what happens at that time? The fisherman goes to the oceans at the sea, or jab high tides aati hai, then they throw their net and then they catch the fishes, and then they catch the fishes. So what happens during the high and the low tide? It helps the fishermen to catch the fishes. Also what happens, जब हमारा movement of the water होता है तो कुछ पानी अंदर से बाहर आ रहा है, बाहर से अंदर जा रहा है, it's moving like that, it's creating a circle. So what happens is it helps the water to be rich in the न्यूट्रिएंट्स में वो रिच, मतलब मिक्सिंग ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट हो जाता है. ऐसा नहीं होता कि एक जगह पे पानी में बिल्कुल भी न्यूट्रिएंट्स नहीं है और एक जगह पे बहुत ज्यादा न्यूट्रिएंट्स है. क्लियर? नाउ द नेक्स्ट एंड द इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, we can use these waves and these tides to generate the इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. जो हाई टाइड है उसमें तो खुद में इतनी एनर्जी है कि हम उसको यूज कर सकते हैं, so that it can give us the energy, it can give us the electricity, that is called the tidal electricity. So many benefits, so many importance of tides and the waves, or you can see the movement of the ocean water. Clear? The last topic that we are going to discuss today is about the what are these ocean currents. अब हमने waves पढ़ लिया, the movement of the water on the sea or the oceans. अब हमने tides पढ़ लिया, high tide and the low tide, how it is formed, when it is formed, right? Now, what are the ocean currents? See, so for reading this ocean current, first thing that should be clear to all of you is this, that in the 5th standard or in the 6th standard, we all have read about the oceans, है ना. वी हैव रेड अबाउट द ओशियंस, और हमने हमने ग्लोब भी देखा है ना. हम इतने सारे देखते हैं. इवन इन योर बुक द वन फोटो इज देयर गिवन हियर, ओशियंस ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, है ना. इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू सी, आई कैन शो यू दिस. So this, so in this, whenever you will see all the water bodies, कहीं पे कोई बाउंड्री है कि यहाँ से इसका पानी वहां नहीं जाएगा, वहां से उसका पानी यहाँ नहीं आएगा, नहीं है ना. So all the water bodies, these all are connected to each other, right? But कभी कभार क्या होता है कि जब हवा चलती है, when the wind blows, it is very strong that it disturbs the water. वो क्या करती है, water को disturb करती है, और बहुत सारे a large stretch of water को अपने साथ थोड़ा flow करवा देती है. क्या करा देती है? Flow करवा देती है, and that is called the ocean current. See, when winds disturb the vast stretch of water and drive a mass of water over large area, एक बहुत बड़े पानी के मतलब एक बहुत बड़ा पानी नहीं, बहुत ज्यादा पानी को अपने साथ एक बहुत बड़े एरिया पे बहा के ले जाती है, that is called the ocean currents. So basically ये जो ocean currents होते हैं, they are in the fixed direction, they are in the fixed direction, so they are called the rivers of the oceans. Oceans के बीच में ही पानी बह के जा रहा है ना. So that can be called as the rivers. There are two type of ocean currents. One is warm ocean currents and one is cold ocean currents. Then if you are able to see this, the blue line or the purple, whatever you say, it represents the cold ocean currents, and the orange line it represents as the warm ocean current. So first of all, first thing that should be clear to all of you is this, that it is the equator. The line which I have just drawn, it is the equator. So ये जो warm currents हैं, these warm currents generally rises near to the equator. ये कहाँ से rise होंगे? It will rise near to the equator, and where it will go? It will go to the poles. ये कहाँ जाएंगे? ये जाएंगे towards the poles. और these cold currents ये कहाँ पे form होंगे? these will form near to the poles and it will come near to the equator. ये कहाँ पर आएंगे? इक्वेटर के पास. ये कहाँ जा रहे हैं? Starting from the, my God, so bad handwriting. कोई बात नहीं. Try to understand. And here I am writing 0 degrees. So you know all what is 0 degrees. 0 degree is our equator. Clear? So warm current starts from 0 degree and move towards the poles, and cold current starts from the poles and move towards the equator. Clear है यहाँ पे सबको? So the next thing and the important thing that you are going to understand is in which direction it moves. In northern hemisphere or in southern hemisphere movement कैसे change हो जाएगी? देखो, when in northern hemisphere, this all is my northern hemisphere, this all is my northern hemisphere, right? So what is happening? The warm current is starting from the equator और वो कहाँ जा रहा है? It is going towards the poles and poles से cold current वापस आ रहा है. Right? Are you understanding my point? तो एक circle बन रहा है. And if you will be able to see, ये जो इक्वेटर से उठा है, इक्वाटोरियल रीजन से उठा है और ये ऊपर जाएगा फिर वापस आएगा, तो इट इज क्रिएटिंग अ विच डायरेक्शन? क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन. जैसे हमारी क्लॉक चलती है ना 1 2 3 4 ऐसे, दिस इज क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन. सो द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द करंट इज क्लॉकवाइज इन नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फेयर. बट अगर मैं ऑपोजिट बात करूं, देखो, इफ आई टॉक अबाउट द सदर्न हेमिस्फेयर, इन सदर्न हेमिस्फेयर देखो पोल्स से क्या हो रहा है? It is going towards the equatorial region, and from equatorial region it is going towards the poles. So it is moving in anti-clock direction. It is moving in the anti-clock direction. So the one thing here that you need to understand is in the northern hemisphere the direction of current is clockwise, and in the southern hemisphere the direction of the current is anti-clockwise. Clear to all of you? Now moving forward, what is the importance of oceans and the ocean currents? जो हम already tides में भी discuss कर चुके हैं, ये हमारे लिए इतने important क्यों हैं? The first, it helps in the faster movement of the ships that we have already read. Warm ocean currents raises the temperature of the coastal area and the cold ocean currents lower the temperature. Very easy, nothing to explain in it. कि जो warm currents हैं वो जो टेम्परेचर है उसको बढ़ाएंगे और जो कोल्ड करंट्स हैं वो क्या कर देंगे? टेम्परेचर को कम कर देंगे. Warm ocean currents drive moisture from the sea to the land and bringing the rainfall. It is a very important. जो warm ocean currents हैं क्योंकि वो गर्म है तो वो क्या करेंगे? It will bring the moistures from the sea to the land और तभी तो rainfall होगा, बारिश आएगी. और warm ocean currents helps in the melting of icebergs. अगर warm ocean currents ही नहीं होंगे तो it will not go to the poles. If it will not go to the poles, the everything there it will be kept on the freezing state, right? तो हमारे पास पीने का पानी कहाँ से आएगा? Because the fresh water is coming from icebergs or you can say the glaciers. So this warm ocean currents help in the melting of the icebergs. Then the next, see, where the warm ocean current rises and where the cold ocean current rises, in both the situation it is difficult for the marine life to survive. तो fishes जो हैं, जो हमारी marine life है, उसको अच्छा कहाँ पे लगता है रहना? Where the cold ocean current and the warm ocean current meets, जहाँ पर वो एक दूसरे को meet करते हैं, where the mixing of hot and the cold water is there, the marine life is best there. Then the meeting of warm, एक नुकसान भी बहुत है, लेकिन जहां पर मीट करते हैं वहां पे फिशेस, मैरिन लाइफ तो बहुत अच्छी होती है, बट it will give you a very thick fog, बहुत ज्यादा धुंध पड़ेगी वहां पे, which is very dangerous for the ships. Then why oceans are so important? Because oceans are the ones now which are giving us the petroleum. Clear? Then the oceans had an important place in hydrological cycle. लास्ट सेशन में हमने हाइड्रोलॉजिकल साइकिल पढ़ी थी और उसमें यही तो पढ़ा था that from the sea the water get evaporated, then condensation, then precipitation, तभी तो cycle complete होगी. And the last point that already discussed, tidal waves are used to generate electricity, right? So that's all about the oceans and the movement of the water in the oceans. And this is very, very important. Nowadays, what we are doing? We are exploiting our resources. We are exploiting our oceans, our sea, our rivers. We are exploiting everything by throwing our garbage, by throwing our industrial wastes, factory waste. We are throwing everything in the water. So one day, what will happen? It will it will create an imbalance in the atmosphere, in the environment, in the global warming. It will create the global warming around us. What will happen? जो global warming बढ़ती जाएगी, the glaciers or the icebergs जो अभी कम मेल्ट होते हैं वो बहुत ज्यादा मेल्ट होंगे. When it will be melting with a very high speed, it will raise the water in the sea. जब पानी में सी में ओशियंस में पानी का लेवल बढ़ जाएगा, it's very dangerous for us, isn't it? So now you all know why these are important and what will happen if we will not take care of these resources. So we should all take care of the resources. And thank you so much for listening to me, for giving me such a precious time of yours. And if anything, any doubt is there, you can write me in the comment section. Thank you so much, and bye bye.